Hi guys, here is the most recent projects I did with my seniors. I just kind of super quickly want to tell you how I did it. So these are all my supplies. I used older books, dictionary, calendars, as well as scrapbooking paper. You can use whatever you want. And then I had hole punchers in the shape of flowers, as well as watercolors. I also use permanent marker, of course, a brush and a glass for water. Watercolors are fantastic media, and I definitely recommend making them as wet as possible before you start painting with them. So, as a base for this collage, I did kind of very basic background, basically. Imagine still life. So, two-thirds on the top are kind of like the a wall or sky, and the one third on the bottom is the table, right? Eventually, I will add a vase and flower. I tried another kind of background, a more collage type, I guess. You can do whatever you want, but I preferred to keep it plain, right? With a little bit of lettering. This is just simple pages from an old dictionary. I love kind of the texture of it and the patterns. So even though it is simple and I hope the flowers will pop out, it still gives it kind of interesting background, right? The design is sort of neat. There are tons of different options how to do this. You can do strips, you can do squares, you can tear it, you can cut it with scissors, whatever you want. You can use wrapping paper. They have many interesting patterns as well. So I work with seniors and I realized that I have to sort of tune down my creative ambition a little, and I need to make my project somewhat simple to do and satisfying. Also, I need to fit them almost under half an hour. So I am not making anything amazing. It's more about the process of creating it, right? So even the watercolors, some of my ladies were quite impressed how watercolors work and how they blend and how you can create different patterns. This was my little attempt just to do sort of picture frame basically. So that will, I think, give the collage like final touch. I'm using large hole puncher, which is in a shape of kind of scalloped circle, or it's perfect for a flower. As you can see, then I do inner circles with different size of punchers, and I layer it. I kind of challenge myself to use this book, Winnie the Pooh book, because it's very childish, but I love the 17 colors, and I actually wanted to show that once you do collage, you don't even know where the pages come from, right? So any book can be used basically. I had tons of fun with this. I also do junk journaling, so some of the parts of the pages I'm going to use differently. But once again, this is a fun, creative process. I really enjoyed it very much making it myself and my seniors as well. So unfortunately, apparently my hands are missing from the picture right now. I screwed up there tonight. Ooh. And then I'm doing the top part of the flowers, and as you can imagine, it's pretty simple. I am adding the um, flowers somewhat overlapping, making sure they will fit. I don't care if they fit a little bit over the frame, it doesn't matter. I also cut little vase, and then I just drew with permanent marker the stems and I glue it down. It's super simple. If you work with kids or people that may not be able to use the hole punchers, you just can pre-cut everything beforehand, right? I like that result a lot. I'm very happy. So the other project with the collage, um, it turned out okay. I don't like it as much, but you can see for yourself and you can decide what you want to use, right? Once again, playing with the flowers and layering it up was really fun. As kind of one more note I would like to make is that you can either let it dry, the base, and then apply everything on the top, or you can actually do it right away. I waited because I was doing two things at the same time. Also, if you work with people, you can take a little break in between, wait for it to dry, but you can do it right away without drying. I just wanted to make sure I mention it. Mod Podge is fantastic. It is glue and varnish in one, and it works great for these projects. And also the picture is sealed on the end. So once everything dried, I cut it to size, right? Um, if you have picture frame, actually, I use paper, what is it, 8.5 by 11, so you can put it in the picture frame if you want to. Then at this point, I was deciding, do I leave it as it is or do I add little final touches? I do think that most people like to kind of see what's in front of them right away. I can probably right now appreciate the black myself. It everything popped out really nicely. Maybe it's a little childish, but I do think that it's pretty cool. And I also like the fact that I told my seniors, like, just go for it, try it. You will see how it happens. We are not going for perfection. We are kind of learning how to do those things, and we are being creative, right? So it worked out. I'm quite pleased. It turned out really okay. And this is the final result. That was my favorite. And I actually had a similar project that I added. I think it's always better to have more choices. So I used cardstock, so little, not fine paper, and I cut out the flowers. Again, I used the large hole puncher, the smaller one. I loved this paper. It had a little tiny bit of glitter. It felt like nice spring colors, really. The only regret I have that I didn't pick, or I didn't have it at home at the time, paper that's double-sided. If you have cardstock that's double-sided, then it looks nice from both sides, right? So I just pre-cut different flowers, and then my seniors glued them together and we did a little decorating. We made few projects. We just hung them separately on a piece of string as decoration on branches. We also did some gift bags for kids, like for collecting Easter eggs, and then we did one bunting. Unfortunately, I didn't take pictures, but you can imagine, right? There are so many opportunities what you can do with those flowers. I just think that we are also excited right now about spring, that anything that brings color and life and flowers to our lives is great. Sorry, I am escaping the picture. I had my camera set up incorrectly. Anyhow, but I think you can all get the idea from it, what can be done and what is the potential, and hopefully somebody gets inspired. Once again, I do think that when you work with kids and seniors, it is nice if they have ownership of what they are doing. However, it does pay off if you prep everything ahead of time, because it does make it much easier. So I didn't take picture of the bunting, but you can imagine these were the branches with little decorations. So that's it. Thank you for watching Hannah Made. I will be coming with more projects.